Right. We all know this Doctor Who episode here, Resolution. I just want to talk about the scene because it's stuck in my mind because of how poorly it's directed. It goes around this mark here, 51 minutes in-ish.
All of Britain's internet.
What, on New Year's Day when everything's shut and everyone's hungover? Or a monster?
So, the setup to this is the Dalek has taken down the Wi-Fi on New Year's Day and everyone's hungover or drunk or whatever. Of course, that's first off bad storytelling. Just why say it when you can show it instead? There was no need for them lines there. You should have just, cut immediately to this scene.
The Wi-Fi's gone off.
Everything's gone off. No Wi-Fi, no phone signal, it's all down.
Not even Netflix.
Of course, there's not going to be any Netflix because if your iPads aren't working and there's no Wi-Fi connection, why would Netflix be connected when it needs Wi-Fi?
Nothing.
Thanks for the emotion. The two lip flaps here, Great bit of acting.
What do we do?
Suppose we'll have to have a conversation.
Right. So, of course, this is, meant to be a joke, I guess. But look how this scene is shot. There's the characters in the background are all blurred out, and it shows her face here, shows the devastation, and when of course these two are talking, it shows the devastation on here. If this was shot as a comedy, you would see each one of their faces very clearly, and the lighting would be different. It would be a lot more heightened, but it's very naturalistic. Look around, look how it's directed and shot. It's shot as if this is meant to be a very devastating scene. But it's written as a comedy, not even a good comedy at that. With these kids here, if the Wi-Fi got knocked down, they still have solo games that they can do and things that don't require the Wi-Fi. And this whole, I guess we'll have a conversation, shut up, Chibnall. It just makes Doctor Who feel elderly and very out of date, which was the opposite of what this series was meant to do. The series is meant to be really relevant and very now, but jokes like this are just really aimed at old people. Like, what we're going to do about Wi-Fi? I guess we'll have a conversation. Like, if this was meant to be shot as a devastation scene, you would see more of the UK, you would see other families, you would see more important things, like, say, someone's alarm clock switches off when they've got to go for an important business meeting, visual storytelling. Or, like, say, these two here are in the middle of a YouTube video or a video game and then it cuts out. There'd be a lot more annoyed than, oh, the Wi-Fi's gone. I don't know, say this man here behind him is doing something important, like with a business meeting, he's about to seal the deal and then suddenly the Wi-Fi goes off. But no, it's just one set, all three of these guys. This guy doesn't even talk. I'm guessing he's the dad or maybe the boyfriend or something like that. If they wanted to, that's how you'd film it if you was going to film it as a bit of devastation. If you wanted to film it as a comedy, why wouldn't you set these characters up for a joke first? There's a scene earlier in the episode here of what we could have had if we wanted to have a comedy. So we had the family walking down here on their iPads or whatever, and they don't notice as
part of our funding came from a group. We think it could be Alfred. Great.
That would have been funny if they were walking down here or wherever, and they walk past this as it's dematerializing, showing how they're glued to their phones. So when it actually comes to the point later in the episode when we see them again, and now because they've got no relationship with each other, that they actually do now have to sit down and have a conversation, or maybe have them appear throughout the episode, as a joke to set them up, throughout the story, and then having them at the end, or maybe even at the end of the episode have flash back to them and they're actually having a conversation playing Uno, or like a post-credit scene of them just sitting around being like, well, this is crap. There's nothing to tell the audience. It's just a very confused shot. You could cut this out and almost nothing would be lost because there's no devastation and there's no comedy. It fails at both. Unlike with this series here, with the Doctor episode Magician's Apprentice, which aired 4 years before this, we can see that this scene isn't meant to be taken seriously. This is shot as a comedy. Look at the lighting. It's very natural. It's very soft. We've got a lot of wide shot.
Anachronisms, the slightest, tiniest. Anachronisms.
isn't meant to be a serious scene. Unlike
It's fine.
in The Stolen
Nothing's wrong,
Earth,
so
where this
fine.
is meant to be a devastating scene. This is what the resolution scene should have started off. Normal things with normal people. Then things change. You can see there's a different shift. Here's the point where something has happened. We see the effects of it here.
When moons
It's
were
affecting
fixed.
people afterwards. Then
TARDIS is still in the same place, but the Earth is gone.
we see the effects of it. I guess this is not Wi-Fi going down. We see the effects of it.
What was that?
We can see here with the ship with the old Arthur.
Are you okay?
Here with the Torchwood.
I feel like some sort of
So
cross-dimensional
Adventures
spatial
Crew.
transference.
With Wilfred Mark.
It's them aliens.
And then we jump back to this man who we saw in the scene before, showing a before and after, how it has affected him and affected all these other people. That's how you do it if you was doing it seriously. It just feels like with the episode resolution, it's confused between this scene here and the one from Magician's Apprentice, where it's not sure if it wants to be serious or it wants to be comedy.